Okay, so the lesson that people should have learned from Drewski's skit is that the club is dead, the pulpit is popping. Shout out to my little cousins, and thank everybody for watching. Yeah, y'all, definitely want to get into what we've been seeing lately with the generations and such. Because generations don't exist, or I would say generations don't actually make sense. Generations usually refer to actually like generating, like birthing a nation. But anyway, basically, the group of people that was all born at the same time, but not like the same year, like over a course of years during a certain event. And it's like, yeah, you can't really do that. That doesn't really make sense too much. Like that, the age gaps be so large between these generations that people be grown and kids in the same generation. And it's like, nah. But two, and I'm actually gonna upload a short about what I actually feel about generations and how they actually should work. But I want to talk about this rapper, NFL Small Child, or whatever the fuck his name is, that has aligned himself with MAGA. He's got this "Make America Slime Again," and I'm not going to talk too much about him. I just think this is something that I was curious about. It's called NASA. I really just don't get it. If anybody can like recommend some songs, because if he's that good, I should have heard something. For the most part, like I want more of mine, more of mine, I keep on going down the street, whatever the fuck his ass be saying in his song. So, you know, I keep on going down the street and I keep sipping on his lean. Whatever the fuck he be saying, man. I want y'all to send me some music that is actually really good. Send me some songs, because he seems to be a real hit with Generation Z, which once again, that's generations don't make real sense. But yeah, put in the comments some songs I should listen to if he really is that good, because I haven't heard shit so far about brother NFL Small Child. Plus, he doesn't seem like like a lot of the artists that I don't fuck with. Side note, this is just a quick side note. A lot of the artists that I don't fuck with, usually is because they don't pass the vibe check for me. It's like you hear just a little, like their names be bullshit. Like his name is ass. I don't give a fuck if it's an acronym, never feel left out, whatever the fuck NFL stands for. I don't give a fuck. But I'm gonna tell you this though. I really want to know what, aside from community, which we're gonna talk about, encourages people to make such a big deal out of a figure like this. So speaking of MAGA rappers, don't don't pay too much attention to this eye patch, super eye patch wolf head ass. Now this patch under my eye, there still is no love for Nelly. We not fucking with none of these rappers or otherwise anybody in any community that's trying to destroy our people or contribute to those who are destroying our people. You're not getting no love over here. Excuse me. I want to talk about the Barner Report. The Barner Report is, hard pivot. The Barner Report is basically this fake ass study that came out and said that Generation Z is most religious, or that trying to insinuate that Generation Z as a whole is religious. And the thing is, and this is why you can't really pay too close attention to, you can't pay too much attention to statistics, because statistics usually come from these kind of study groups, surveys even, and a lot of times they don't tell the whole story of how that information, how that data was procured. And so essentially what actually happened is they interviewed people who went to church, and amongst people who went to church, Generation Z goes to church the most. And I'm gonna tell you why. Before I do tell you why, have you ever heard the phrase, the only reason you don't like, or the only reason you left religion is because the only reason you left religion is because of trauma or whatever, you experienced trauma. Not only is that not true, and that there is so much data. Ooh, I knew that was happening. I knew the light was gonna come off. Oh no. That's fine. Hopefully the rest of this video goes smoothly. I had a feeling that I had a little bit of time left on that light, but at any rate, the thing though about that not only being not true, worse than it not being true, it's gaslighting. And if you've ever told somebody the only reason you don't like, or the only reason you left religion is because you had some sort of trauma, you might be one of the worst people on earth. Or maybe you are, if you're not, you are definitely enabling some of the worst people on earth. So what I need people to do is stop saying that shit, because once again, it's not true, and two, it's harmful. And in fact, a lot of people have been raped 5 times by 5 different pastors, and they still are committed to church, because, or committed to the mosque, or committed to whatever their code, whatever, is because of the community. And the answer is community for why, like I said earlier, the club is dead. A lot of people cannot afford, even the most upwardly mobile people are trying to do their best job to, try to save as much money as possible, because of how fucked up the economy is. With that being said, you get church. I remember on Twitter, people were like, comment this with your first concert experience. And I always put church was my first concert, because that's the thing, is that church, especially nowadays with the whole druski-isms of it all, church has, like, I remember the last time I went to church, I went to what could be considered a mega church, which lots of churches are. There was actually a DVD, or I don't know if it was that recent even, it was probably a VHS of like the tricks and trades of how to have the most successful mega church, how to grow your ministry. Okay, maybe that light will help me a little bit. Maybe not. That's the damn motion sensor light. But at any rate, it's like you get a free concert every Sunday. You get community of like-minded individuals. You have the ability to, and this is all for a suggested donation. And a lot of times, some churches actually do use that money to help out the rest of the congregation as needed, to do not just coat drives and fish fries and all of that, but I've heard cases of people having their bills and rent paid by the pastor. Sounds a lot like community or social. Anyway, I'm actually, speaking of which, looking for some direct aid. So arsenisto@gmail.com. That's my Venmo. Penwejo may come up, or maybe my name, or Akeem, or some shit like that. And then my Cash App is Comvent. That's with the $COMMVENT, as y'all can see here. If you can't see here, that's what it is. At any rate, moving forward, that was the ad read. So what was I gonna say? Yeah. Thanks for bearing with me as I try to gather my thoughts and whatnot. So yeah, the answer is community and low cost concerts every week, and other fun events that happens. Everybody talks about the loneliness epidemic, but they don't realize just how much that affects everything and everyone. Your Generation Z relatives going to church more than the rest of everybody is just a reflection that, like I said. So let me just go back to this whole club situation real quick. You used to be able to go to the club on Saturday night. You used to go to the club Friday night or Saturday night, and then if you wasn't too hungover, you could be able to wear some sexy clothes that's less revealing on Sunday as well, and you don't have to pay as much to get in. There's no specific cost. Like I said, suggested donation. If you're not a member of the church, you're not expected to pay tithes. So maybe you give $1 for offering. You know what I'm saying? And you feel less guilty about all the bullshit you did that weekend. In addition to that, you may find somebody new to talk to, because people be dressed to impress and all of that. There's no 2 drink minimum. People can just shake your groove thing for Jesus. But let's talk about me and me not and other people. I'd be so tempted to say this, which I probably shouldn't, but I do get upset when people say the offensively wrong. The only reason you don't the only reason you're not still in religion is because of trauma. So for me, the thing that I'm tempted to say all the time is maybe I'm just smarter than you. Like maybe, and I've had to realize that it's not necessarily smartness or intellect. It's really strength of mind. And a lot of times our minds are weakened in the sense that we want to impress others around us. We don't want to risk having a bad rapport with the community that we're with. And the interesting thing with that is it's like our society should be much more advanced by this point to where we're not putting all this weight onto something that we should by this time know isn't real, isn't true, that's made up. Damn, my cousins can be pretty loud, but anyway, gotta love them. Ignore the noise in the back. They just vibing. But here's the thing with when it comes to community and me not believing in things. If there's any trauma, the trauma is from community itself. It's not trauma because I didn't have none of them, altar boy experiences or no shit like that when I was, in church and shit. It really was just like school. Honestly, I didn't like literally some of the kids that went to my church, or I'm sorry, some of the kids that went to my school, I would occasionally see at church. So it's like, and then the politics are all the same, where, black people or whatever race, because my most recent church experience was a mixed environment in the suburbs. So in reality, it's not too different from any other experience that whatever, depending on what environment you come up in, that you experience just being at the damn bus stop or going in the store somewhere. You have highs, you have lows. I, in fact, had quite a bit of good memories aside from the fist fights and getting whoopings, in the bathroom. Aside from all of that, we had a lot of fun opportunities even outside of church itself. Like I said earlier, like I mentioned earlier, it was all type of picnics and friends and family day and all type of shit like that. So you might want to shut up, you know what I'm saying, and telling people that it's because of some sort of trauma. Some people like myself just kind of figured out earlier than a lot of y'all that a lot of reasons why people hold on to those environments is for the environment itself. You're not necessarily defending your beliefs. You're defending the beliefs of your community. You're defending the community via defending the beliefs that your community holds. And it's not more simple than that. Chopping your throat with Occam's razor as usual. It's really just that simple. And a person like me who has had quite a bit of experiences negatively, and I've experienced failure within the system of capitalism, knowing that a lot of the opportunities that you are granted, or the lack thereof, is usually a direct or indirect, if we're not even necessarily counting demographics like my race or the fact that I, present like this. If we're just simply talking about, like they say, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And if everybody thinks a certain kind of way, it may be just not the safest thing to go too far against the grain. Unless you're the kind of person like me who, as you can see in my other videos, I've become a bit pessimistic about life and being alive and all that stuff. And that's because I've made the connection. It's because of, my lack of success, especially within community. If you have a lack of success within community, especially the more oppressed you are, the more you come from demographics that are, less, privileged, which brings me to the people who I know personally in my life and my family who seem to be the most committed. If we're not talking about my family that's old as shit, my Gen Z black female cousins, I see one of my cousins, her and her little cute ass friends, they all they all be like going to sister girl brunch or whatever, I'm sure, after church, and that's how they all know each other. They know each other from church. And then I think of one of my other little cousins who is I don't know if she's committed to a particular church home, but she's definitely gotten upset with me for the things that I've said about, religion and whatnot. And I know for a fact that all the, once again, Occam's razor, all the arrows are pointing to oppression, and the best protection you can get from that oppression being community, and the community having a certain thought process that is connected to oppression that was forced upon us. And that oppression, for that same oppressive force, is also the hand that controls capitalism and its outcomes. So yeah, I'm not sure what else to say, but like the video, subscribe, share with somebody, have a conversation with somebody about what they really think is important. Let's stop talking about what we're told to feel is important. What do you actually feel is important? What is the most driving force for why you go so hard for the beliefs you have? Are the beliefs you hold directly tied to our freedom, to justice, to us getting into a better position? Or is it just conditioning? Is it just conditioning? Holla at me. Holla at me, baby. Nah, but yeah, also try to, y'all like the fit? I got this out of storage. I haven't had jewelry in my hair in a while. Y'all let me know about that. But yeah, hit the Cash App, hit the Venmo. Those are only two things I got. I got Venmo and Cash App. And yeah, it's cold. It'd be hard to get food. I got my e-bike. But when the high is lower than 20, You ain't finna see me in the Windy City.